1, 2, 3.
I've seen this perfect picture in my head, and after driving all night, now here it is. I can finally feel the sun kissing my skin, and I just wanna take it in. Yeah, I just wanna take it in. Breathe it in and out. This is what it's all about. These are the moments we live for. Once in a lifetime, everything we want and more. This is the start of a new day, the good life. Woo. These are the moments we live for.
Just making our way out of Loxley Beach, which was a little bit of a gem, and Paige has a bit of a tip for anyone thinking about doing the Eyre Peninsula.
Definitely bring sunnies because the dirt is so bright and it reflects off and into your eyes, and you just got to be squinting the whole time. And it's
Hey, heart on the run again, driving slow. Take its course, got the bed in the front seat.
So we've just come into this Sharinga beach, or Sharinga Point, whatever it's called, and I'm not much of a surfer myself, but if you are, I reckon this is the place to surf on the Eyre Peninsula. We just put the drone up and got a few shots of the surfers, and if you have a look real closely, you can actually see dolphins swimming in between them, and they shoot off and catch one of the waves, so you'll have to be quick, but yeah, if you have a quick look, they'll be in there.
On the highway, hey heart on the run again. On the highway, this is your heart, it's alive, it's pumping blood. And it's your heart, it's alive, it's pumping blood. And the whole wide world's whistling. It's whistling. It's whistling. And it's whistling.
It's 2 a.m. and the night just began, so let's pack up our things and go. Forget the old ways, we can make our own games. Let's just fill up our tank and roll. Yeah, I'm tired of the runaround, time that we run around right away from here. All the things that we talk about, time that we walk it out, time we disappear. Come on, adventure with me, just take a chance. Know you can trust me, baby, just began. So let's pack up our things and go. Forget the old ways, we can make our own games. Let's just fill up our tank and roll into the moonlight.
We have just pulled up to absolute paradise. This place is called Point Drummond. We never would have found it without Mick and Dill, so shout out to them. We've been looking for an excuse to use the snorkeling gear, and this place looks absolutely unreal. So the mask is straight on, and we're gonna get in there.
Into the moonlight, yeah, let's roll, oh, oh, oh. Into the moonlight, yeah. Well, let's roll, oh, oh, oh. Into the moonlight. Maybe we ain't going back. Maybe we'll stay and relax, taking a break from the past, removing ourselves from the mix and the madness. We make a good match, and I'm glad that I asked you to join me. Hope I don't get car sick or say something corny. Let's bask in the laughter and capture the morning. I got out my pen cause we'd make a good story. Late night riding, chants all out, heat on blast with the windows down. I made you laugh and I love the sound. I wonder if we'll ever turn around. Cruise control and recline seats. Truth or dare, you're asking me. Living young, dumb, wild and free. I always play this night on repeat cause it's 2 a.m. and the night just began. So let's pack up our things and go. Forget the old ways, we can make our own games. Let's just fill up our tank and roll into the moonlight. Get lost in one another with windows down, we're riding through the moonlight. Yeah. We don't know where we're going, we'll dance the night away into the moonlight. Yeah, let's roll, oh, 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 into the moonlight. Yeah. Well, let's roll, oh, 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 into the moonlight.
All them summers, playing till my fingers bled. You'd sing the songs and I'd sing with you, and we'd get drunk and go to bed. And looking back on all them memories, Lord, I hate to sleep alone. But if you ever get the notion that you need me, let me know. Cause it's just 2 hours to get there, babe.
Well, there we go. We're going to tick that one down as a pretty successful day. We left Point Drummond and we decided to come into Greenlee Beach to set up camp. As soon as we got here, up on the cliff faces, we noticed a pod of dolphins, so we whacked the drone up quickly, got some awesome shots of that. The sun's sort of about to go down, so we're just having some snow peas and carrots before we cook up some steaks, and we'll probably head down to the rock pools for a little swim later.
I remember all them winters, drinking wood for two we'd drown. And we'd get word there was a party, bundle up and go to town. I miss those nights of reckless glory, and I'd come back if you just called. Cause it's just 2 hours to get there, babe. I can make it back about an hour or so. Hold you close against my skin, need a little warmth on a night so cold. Singing songs we used to sing, even if it was a little out of tune. Harder than sucks on a Jersey Giant. Lord, I thought you hung the moon. I left town when we were over, cause it did not feel the same. Every back road had a memory, and every memory held your name. 'Cause it's just 2 hours to get there, babe. I can make it back about an hour or so. Hold you close against my skin, need a little warmth on a night so cold. Singing songs we used to sing, that one about the lady in the long black veil. Should have seen the warning signs. Lord, I'd love to hear you well. High and lonesome, hard and strong, even if it was a little out of tune. Harder than socks on a Jersey giant. Lord, I thought you were on the moon.
You said to me that you were scared of what's to come, and I said, honey, don't you mind? 'Cause letting go wasn't such a bad idea when you got it all to find. And I remember watching your heart hit the floor and them tears on your cheeks with a ticket in hand.
Well, there we go. Not a bad little spot to sit and swim and watch the sun go down. So that's us for this afternoon, and we'll see you in the morning.
Or fit your plans. But I hope you know that I miss it so bad. The nights we spent out on our own on the eastern coastline, looking for the wild times, and our worlds are spinning out of time. And I remember singing the brown-eyed girl, taking the long way home, and we would never fall, and the skies were never high enough to keep it all from blowing up. But this is all we knew, and so when the moment.
Sweet, so we're just making our way into Coffin Bay at the moment. We've got a bit more of an overcast day today, which sucks a little bit, but still should be all right. You can already see all the oyster farms in the water, which is pretty cool. It's a bit too early for oysters, so we might find a bakery first and look for some brekkie, and then we'll have to stop in and try some later.
When you turned and grabbed my shirt, you said, is this how you say thank you for all the things we've learned? But you and me, my dear, we were never meant to be. Just two lost teens between one of the 7 seas. And I remember watching your heart hit the floor and them tears on your cheeks. With a ticket in hand, second chance, you were leaving for a distant land, and I wasn't gonna hold your hand. But I hope you know that I miss it so bad. The nights that we spent out on our own on the eastern coastline, we're looking for the wild times, and our worlds are spinning.
So we just made our way out the back of the sort of Coffin Bay township into the national park. It's a $12.50 entry, which isn't too bad, and then it's about $13 for every night you want to camp. We're not going to camp tonight. We want to sort of keep pushing on towards more Port Lincoln way, but we'll have a quick look around. So far it's pretty cool. As you head in, you kind of follow this asphalt road and it kind of winds through the dunes and everything. There is a fair few four-wheel drive tracks in here as well. We don't know how many we're going to do just because of like time allocation, but yeah, we'll have a good look around and hopefully we find some good spots.
I'll be heading straight back home to you. I'll be heading straight back home to you. When I stood in the park, whispered words to the dark. It would come from the heart, steady hands and an old guitar. I was scared of things unknown, to walk the world on my own. But I have some less fear, not believe what I hear.
go get away. Why don't you come around here anymore? Don't you love me anymore? Don't you feel me at all? Why did you go and you leave me all alone? Don't you love me anymore? Do I feel you at all? When I stood in the dark, just words in the park. Here we come from.
Well, it is bloody overcast, but the water still looks absolutely unreal, and there's no way we're going to miss an opportunity for a swim. We found this nice little track down to the beach, so we thought we'd pull up, and yeah, no matter how cold it is, we're going to give it a go anyway. Woo!
Why did you go and you leave me all alone? Don't you love me anymore? Do I feel you at all? Why don't you come around here anymore? Don't you love me anymore? Don't you feel me at all? Why do you go and you leave me all alone? Don't you love me anymore? Do I feel you at all?
So that little spot down on the beach was called Avoid Bay, but I definitely recommend you don't avoid it because it's a grouse little spot for a swim.
Don't you love me anymore? Don't you feel me at all?
You bring an energy I've never felt before. Some kind of chemical that reaches through my core. Feels like as far as you and me, I've never had a choice. You feel like home. You're like the opposite of all of my mistakes. Tear down the biggest walls and put me in my place. I know that kind of comfortable you cannot replicate. You feel like home. So if you're asking me, say, oh, how do you know? I don't just feel it in my...
Well, we're just making our way out of Coffin Bay National Park now, and I've just got a map in front of me. I'll just sort of show what we've done. We sort of entered the park about here, and you kind of wind through the sand dunes just on this asphalt road. And then we came down, looked at Golden Island Lookout, Point Avoid. This was that Avoid Bay where we sort of went for that swim. Then we came up into Yangi Bay. That's kind of like a bit of a tucked away sanctuary kind of thing. And then there is all these four-wheel drive tracks up on the Coffin Bay Peninsula. We didn't do any of them. There's a few pictures of them and stuff here. They look pretty cool. However, we just figured it'd be a fair bit of time and a fair bit out of our way. But yeah, that's pretty much what we achieved this morning.
That's how I know, feel it in my bones. So many people just walk in and out your life. I'd trade a couple hundred just to get some time back, that's right. Cause for you and me, I got no alibi. You feel like home. Oh, so if you're asking me, saying, oh, how do you know? I don't just feel it in my heart. Don't just feel it in my heart. No, I feel it in my bones. Just into your soul, that's how you know. That's how I know. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my bones.
Well, there we go. We can tick Coffin Bay oysters off the list. I didn't actually know, but that was actually Paige's first oyster ever. And I think the verdict was she wasn't a fan, but that's all right. That's pretty much it for the Coffin Bay area now. We've had a good look around, so we're gonna make our way towards Port Lincoln, and hopefully we catch some more sunshine there.
Don't just feel it in my heart. No, I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my bones. Yeah, and I know, and it cuts deep down through your chest into your soul. That's how you know. That's how I know. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my bones. Oh, that's how
Picking an odd spaces, knowing now that I'm not alone, and you're all around. And I had 49 places all lined up while I'm stumbling round with a spilling cup, singing, facing another way. There I am, knowing that the love can't stay, and we're out down by the water, singing our songs, my darling. The loving sun's going down. Cuffed up my ways, and I know you, but I know myself like I know you too. And I see a lot of faces just like ours, and they're going fast, and they're speeding cars rolling, facing another way. That I am, knowing that the love can't stay, and we're out down by the water, singing our songs, my darling. The loving sun's going down. Oh, 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 there it goes. Oh, 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 fast and slow.
Well, this is about the point where I tell you where we are, but I actually have no idea. We've sort of come down towards the Port Lincoln National Park, or Lincoln National Park, and we kind of headed a bit west. I think it's called like the Whalers Way, and as you head in, you come to this nice beach. You can drive down on the beach. We drove down, had a quick look, and then we've just sort of come up to the lookout. The sun's come out, so we're thinking about another swim, but yeah, it's turning into a ripper day.
All I need is love, and to have you here until the night. Down by the water, empty and calm, my darling. The loving sun's coming up.
Come with me now. Come with me now. Come with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Come with me now. I'm gonna show you how. Come with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Come with me now. I'm gonna show you how. Afraid to lose control and caught up in this world. I've wasted time, I've wasted breath. I think I've thought myself to death. I was born without this fear. Now only this seems clear. I need to move, I need to fight. I need to lose myself tonight. Come with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Come with me now. I'm gonna show you how. I think with my heart and I move with my head. I open my mouth and it's something I've read. I've stood at the door before I'm told, but a part of me knows that I'm growing too old. Confused what I thought was something I felt. Confused what I feel was something that's real. I tried to sell my soul last night. Honey, you wouldn't even take a bite. Far away, I heard him say, come with me now. Don't delay. I heard him say, come with me now.
So we've made our way out to the Lincoln National Park. It's actually pretty cool so far. On one side it's a bit more sheltered, sort of like little swimming spots, and then the other side's a bit more coast, so sort of surf beaches and stuff. The road in is a little bit spicy, so we've taken some PSI out of the tyres and we've headed straight into Cape Donington. So we're at the House of Light just there. Looks pretty cool. We're going to have a look around and look at some few of the hidden beaches, sort of a few four-wheel drive tracks and stuff. But yeah, it looks pretty mad so far. So we're just making our way into Port Lincoln at the moment. We're gonna have one more swim in the Lincoln National Park. We've got a few chores to do this afternoon, do some food shopping, want to wash the salt and sand out from under the troopy. We're gonna find a camp in Port Lincoln or a little bit north of that, and then we're heading up the east side of the Eyre Peninsula.
You're as perfect as you've ever been, and that sweater you've been living in. Can you see it? 'Cause I see it. Windows down going 85. I look over and catch your eye. Can you feel it? 'Cause I feel it. There's a rush of blood when you go this fast.
So we're just making our way out of the Lincoln National Park. I've got another map in front of me, so just like Coffin Bay, I'll just show you what we've done. Pretty much we entered the park here, we made our way all the way along the main road out to this Cape Donington Lighthouse. That was pretty cool. Again, like I said, you got sort of this sheltered area in here, and then you've sort of got more of a rugged coast around the outside. We then came out, we went to Carcass Rock, a bit more of a four-wheel drive track. You probably can do it in two-wheel drive, wasn't too bad at all. Then we came down and had a swim at this Horse Rock East. We did really want to come down to sort of Memory Cove. That was another $12.50 permit, but it was more that we just didn't have the time to do it. But yeah, that's pretty much Lincoln National Park.
Love like that, like that one thing that won't ever change. When I lose my head, you say my name when I need it. Yeah, I need it. 'Cause we got this thing that I can't describe. Like I fell for you in another life, and I'd fall again 1,000 times. And I mean it, yeah I mean it. Every little fork in the road, never feel my hand letting go. If I did, you know I'm running back. You and me, we got a love like two names on a tree. Sure as every breath that you breathe. Every beat is like a heart attack. You and me, we got a love like that. Love like that. You and me, we got a love like that. Yeah, if you keep running, I'll keep running. I don't know what's coming, but I know one thing. Every little fork in the road.
After doing some chores at Port Lincoln, we're sort of heading up the east coast now, so we've sort of stopped in at a few spots. So Louth Bay, that was sort of the first one. We're just at the Silo Art now in Tumby Bay, that's pretty cool, and then we're about to head through the town. And then, what's the other one? Lipson Cove. Yeah, Lipson Cove, that looked pretty cool on images. There was a few like pillars and stuff on the beach. And then our goal is to get to Port Neal. We're gonna get a caravan park there for tonight. And then yeah, I don't know how we've been so lucky, but we've got good weather again for tomorrow, sort of heading towards Port Augusta. So hopefully we'll get some swims in tomorrow as well. But yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Sometimes I think that I'm a dreamer, the one that's standing all alone. And sometimes it feels like it's forever since I've truly felt it all. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do to feel like freedom's mine? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do to feel like freedom's mine? Oh, live life like I never have. Live life through the good and bad. Live life like I never have. Live life through the good and bad. Yeah, I'm gonna live life. Some nights I stay up staring at the stars, wondering how far it goes. I know this life is all I have. Well, that's what I've been told. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Will you go where I go? The time is now, not when.
better sunrise, but it's still not too bad. We're just on the jetty at Port Neal. We're going to keep heading up the east coast of the Eyre Peninsula. We've got a few towns to stop in at. I can't remember all the names. I think it was Arno Bay is the first one, so hopefully we'll get some brekkie there. We got Lucky Bay, that's where the ferry goes across to Wallaroo, and eventually we're going to head into Port Augusta. So that'll pretty much be the end of the Eyre Peninsula. So hopefully we wrap it up. Hopefully the sun comes out so we can get a few more swims in, and then we're heading up to the Flinders Ranges. Yoo! So we've just come into this little spot called Point Gibbon. It looks pretty cool. It's sort of got like red cliff faces and then on the edge of the sort of clear water. It's got a little like coastal four-wheel drive track, which looks pretty cool. And it looks like there's some dunes out there, so I might go out to the dunes. So we're just gonna break the fast real quick, and then we might get the drone up and take a few shots of us driving along the coast.
It was one like no other, cause the north winds are nowhere to be seen. And I think these greens and blues are somewhat from a dream. And all I learned from getting lost and losing my way is that you don't have to stay. Cause I can hear the last call, time to get out of this place. But you never forget about the way that you felt when you crash landed and burned into someplace else. You've never ever been and you never wanna leave. Cause next thing you know, you're caught up in the beauty below. I seen angels come and go in all shapes and colors. This one right here was one like no other, cause the north winds are nowhere to be seen. And I think these greens and blues are somewhere from a dream. And all we learned from getting lost and losing our way is that we don't have to stay. Cause I can feel the better days, time to get out of this place. But you never forget about the way that you felt when you crash landed and burned into someplace else. You've never ever been and you never wanna leave. Cause next thing you know, you're caught up in the beauty below. And all we learned from getting lost and losing our way is we don't have to stay. Cause I can.
So we just left Cow and made our way down the road into Lucky Bay. There's not much at Lucky Bay, however it is the ferry point from Lucky Bay across to Wallaroo. So from the Eyre Peninsula across to the York Peninsula. From what I can gather, it's about 160 bucks for a car and one person, and then 40 bucks for additional people. So you'd probably spend that in fuel going around. We probably would take it, it's actually a really good option. However, we're heading up to do the Flinders, but yeah, it's pretty good to know anyway. just heading out of Point Lowley at the moment, and that pretty much sums up the Eyre Peninsula. We went down the west and back up the east. We got some awesome swimming spots along the way, and I can't believe how lucky we were with the weather we had. I might do a little bit of a montage at the end with a few of my favourite videos, and maybe even a top 5 list of what I recommend to visit along the Eyre Peninsula. That's not all though. We're making our way back into Port Augusta at the moment. We're going to kit up and get some more supplies, and then we're going to make our way up to the Flinders. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and
Now we traveled, we stole. You let your clothes fall to the floor and lit a fire while I waited for more. And now I'm running and I won't stop. I don't wanna go, I think about it every day and night. I can't let go. And hey, I'm never the same. It's 100 miles an hour on a dirt road running away. So come a little closer. There's something I can tell you. It was such a roller coaster. I can't bring you home. And I don't say no when you don't say no. And it's such a roller coaster. Some can't bring you home. Come a little closer, why don't you come a little closer? Why don't you come a little closer? There's something I could tell you. You're such a roller coaster. Some kid